What's up, guys? Boogie back again, back with another compilation of some videos that I have to react to with you guys, man. Like I told you guys, dating is getting crazier and crazier. If you think 2024 was crazy, buckle up because 2025. If you think 2024 was crazy, 2025 is even worse. And as you can see, and as you're coming into the video, guys, I hope you can subscribe, support your boy, road to 5,000 subscribers. Support your boy, leave comment down below. Let me know what videos you guys want me to react to. But as you can see in this first video, a lesbian woman is tired of providing for women. There is this talk about how women complain that men don't want to be providers, men are weak, men of yesterday, of yesteryear were better because they were providers. But even a lesbian is saying, you know what, I'm tired of being used by these women. Because usually when it comes to lesbian relationships, some of them could go 50-50, but even then, there's usually a masculine one and a feminine one. Now, the one who assumes the masculine role gets to be the provider sometimes, but usually they can't go 50-50, unlike when she's with a man, right? But she's saying these women are using her and taking advantage of her, and she's saying she's tired of being a provider. But I can let you, listen to what she has to say, and then we go through it.
I'm single now, and I realize that I will never be completely happy as long as I'm providing for somebody. I'm sorry, but it irks me to come home after I've been working, to see somebody sitting up on my couch and not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the fruits of my labor. The economy is a beast. And I worked hard to get to the place that I am today. I didn't have no handouts. You know what I'm saying? I had to work hard for this shit. And I'd be damn if, you know what I'm saying, I let somebody else come up in here and enjoy my shit without offering to contribute to pay a bill up in this bitch. I'm trying to have something.
Now, she's saying she's tired of women using her because she's dating women. She's saying she prefers now a woman who comes in to contribute to pay for something. But now, if it was a man saying the same exact thing, now we are going to go through the comments and see what women are saying. Because it's a woman saying she's tired of providing for other women. If it was a man saying the same exact things, they would call him broke. They usually have the saying, if you're broke, just say that. But she's saying, I'm tired of providing for these women. Because if a woman also is realizing women can be users, I guess there's nothing wrong with some men saying, hey, listen, I don't mind being a provider, but if anytime any person feels like they're being used, they are going to say something. But the only issue is when men say something about it, they get attacked.
I'm trying to own a home. If the right woman come along, maybe a family with the right woman. But like I said, I need a partner that's gonna be a partner, not a dependent. You can lean on me, I can lean on you. If one of us need help, I got you, and vice versa. That's how I know it's real. We both women.
Yeah, but what she just said, if a man says the same exact thing, women call that 50-50. In fact, even if a man says, hey, listen, I'll pay 80% of the bills, you pay 20%, some women will call that man who says that broke. They would say he's not a real man. Even if he's like, I will pay 80%. 80% is a lot, you know. And honestly, the reason why some men say or suggest that a woman pays a percentage of the bills, even if it's 10, 15, 20%, is because even in a relationship or marriage, most women still want to work. But the issue is they want to work and save all their money and they just want to use the man's money. So the man is going to think you are using me because you know that when a relationship gets to end, and most relationships get to end, you have been saving all your money and have been providing for you. Now you have all this money. but I'm broke because you're leaving me because I've been spending all this money on you. So I think that's why some guys are like, hey, listen, if we are going to be together, you want to work, you don't want to be a stay-home wife, a stay-home mom. You pay 20%, I pay 80%. That way I know you're investing in the relationship too, which to me is fair. Now, if a woman is a stay-home wife or ma'am, now I understand why a man should go 100%.
Man, we both have the same needs. Shit, I don't want to work either. I want to sit up on my ass and not do shit all day too. But I can't. Because I wouldn't have shit. The only time I'd be cool with being a provider for another adult is for my wife that's pregnant. And after the pregnancy, she decides she want to, homeschool the kids. Because who the fuck want to put their kids in the public education system right now, especially. But other than that, I'm not financially supporting another full able-bodied adult ever again. Because I realize that I'm never going to be happy doing that. If you don't own a pot to piss in, you can't come piss in my pots.
So this tells me she has been used in the past. This tells me she has dated or been in a relationship with some women who have used her, or where she felt used, or where she felt the woman wasn't contributing. And that's the exact thing men talk about. They're like, hey, listen, we've been in a relationship. You still work, you still make all this money, but you want me to pay for every single thing. And honestly, most men are so simple. Most men don't want the woman to pay all the bills. But if she comes up one day and she's like, hey, babe, I bought you a meal. I bought you McDonald's. I bought you some fries. I bought you a pizza out of the blue without him having to pay for the pizza. Most men would appreciate that because few women do that. But let's go through the comments and see how the women reacted to her. So if you see here, the first comment, it's a woman. She says, so when a man says this thing to females, you'll come for them. But when a woman says this, you'll agree. If a man says he ain't fully taking care of a woman, you'll have a lot to say because she gotta contribute for the better of both. Uh, the double standards. I think she meant to say that about standards are wild, and that is true. And this is what I was saying. There is clearly a double standard because she's a woman. Most women are going to agree. Hey, yes, you shouldn't be used. Because even women themselves say they want a partnership. They want to feel like it's a team sport. They usually say it's a team effort in a relationship. But when it comes to those bills, they don't want to be part of the team. Go figure, right? Let's see here. And she's a good looking woman. So honestly, she might be a lesbian, but I see guys sliding in the DMs, honestly. I think this guy is trolling. He says, you'll be a big dog, you just gotta man up and work harder. I think that guy is trolling because she's a lesbian, or maybe she's a masculine one. She's a stud, right? Uh Here a guy says men been saying this for years. It's true, men have been saying this, but every time a man says it, they call him broke. They call him not a real man. They call him sassy. Let's see here some more. Yeah, I don't want to take care of nobody. I want a partner who wants to build and grow. Facts. Women usually say, I want a man to build with. But you cannot build if you rely on one income. You can only build if he brings your money. If you bring your money, he brings his money, join the money, and then invest in something. That's building together. But what women call building is you come, if you're working 40 hours now that you are taking care of both your bills, now you got to work 80 hours to provide for both of you. Let's see. I want to see what women were saying in the comments. Uh, these guys, like, it's mostly guys. Do I see women agreeing? Of course, women are going to agree because she's a woman. Uh, I think this is a woman. She says, my love language is giving, but I'm now tired. I have nothing left to give. Facts. Okay, we have a lady who says, I agree. Reciprocation is everything. Anything less than that is taking advantage of. Yeah, I agree. And that's all men need. Actually, when men ask for reciprocation, I don't think a man says, "Hey, I'm gonna take you out, you take me out the next time." No. A man may mean, "Sure, I don't mind taking you out, but out of the goodness of your kindness of your heart to show me that you care, just do something nice for me. It doesn't have to be extravagant. I don't know, maybe fill up my gas tank once in a while. I don't know, something like that." Most men would appreciate that. But anyway, guys, what do you guys think? I'll link down below how this is our TikTok. I'll link down below the full TikTok if you guys want to go check it out and follow her. So the next video, man, is gonna be from our girl Kendra G. Right? So now this lady came on asking for a rich guy. She's a single mom. She came on asking for a rich guy and asking for a guy who's taller than her son. A guy, her son is 6'3", but she says she wants a guy who's rich, a guy who doesn't work 9 to 5, and a guy who is taller than her son, and a guy who's going to pay for her travels. I've told you guys, every time a woman says I like to travel, she's basically saying I want a guy who's gonna come in and pay for our travel trips. I'm paying for my travel trips, but once we are in a relationship, if you're going to date me, now you get to pay my travel trips, right? So she came in saying that, but the comments went crazy. They attacked her. Now she's back to Kendra G. She called in back to go off on the people in the comments. She's saying single moms are the prize. Basically, technically, that's what she was saying. But without further ado, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna let you guys listen for yourselves.
I really don't. A lot of the stuff really didn't bother me because I know who I am as a woman and as a person. But I wanted to clear all of the talk about single mothers. That's what bothered me the most, and mainly because 70% of Black households are raised by single mothers. Okay, 70%, and that's actually lower now. It used to be 80, so now we're down to 70. So majority of the people on there talking about single mothers, you're raised by a single mom, but you have so much to say about single mothers. And so let's talk about me as a single mother. Yes, I'm a single mom. I was a teen mom too. I had my son at 18, my daughter at 21. And let's talk about how I went from a teen mom to a successful realtor, which I said I was. A lot of people had a lot of misconceptions about that too, about what I do. I sell this, I sell that. The only thing I sell is houses. So fix your bad credit and come see me and get a home. That's the only thing I sell. That's number one. Okay. And then okay. And
Kendra is trying to, I mean, obviously it's for entertainment purposes, but Kendra is trying to pour more gasoline on the fire because she's already going off on the people in the comments. But Kendra is like, you know what? This is not good enough. Let me make you go after them a little bit more. Which, I mean, it's entertainment, so I get it.
help you fix it too. So I help with credit repair. So I'll fix your credit and get you into a home. Again, that's the only thing I sell. Okay. So a teen mom to a successful realtor, I have sold 50 homes in real estate. And that's a lot to say about a Black realtor in ATL because a lot of people are realtors and they're not successful. I've sold 50 homes. Okay. 50. Okay. I make good money. So I said that. Okay. And then let's talk about how I have my son. And that was a joke too, Kenya, because okay, I'm goofy. I'm very goofy. I'm sarcastic. I'm playful. I don't need my man to be as tall as my son. I mean, it would be ideal, but he does not have to be. And my son is not disrespectful, and he's not going to disrespect a man because they're not the same height.
Well, that's how is a man supposed to know that? Because he's coming in as the stepfather, so he takes a chance. He takes a risk of being disrespected by your kids. Rightly so, because he's not the biological father. So he cannot discipline your kids. Anything he says, the kids will just say, "You're not my daddy." Which it could happen at any time because he's a new man in their life. He's not their real father. So any man coming in, he knows that's a risk he's going to take. And rightly so.
That was a joke. I made a joke, okay? Now, my son, let's talk about him being a D1 athlete that this single mother raised on her own. I'm a single mom. He's a D1 athlete. He has 35 scholarships, 35 to choose from. He's graduating this year. Okay, a teen mom, I did that. And then both of my children, my daughter is 16, they both have a 3.0 GPA. So let's talk about that as a single mom.
How do your kids being successful help me as a guy coming in to be a stepfather? How does that help him? How does that benefit the man, the new man in your life? It does not. If anything, since they're going to college, if he's going to play a real stepfather, he's going to have to look out for them while they're in college. He's going to be the guy they're going to call and be like, hey, stepdaddy, I have so and so. Can you send me 250 bucks? Because he's the new stepfather. So them being successful does not help him in any way. He shouldn't be proud of that. It benefits you as the mom for raising them right, but it doesn't benefit the stepfather.
Okay, let's talk about how I have a beautiful home, 4 bedroom on a basement. I drive a Mercedes. My home is peaceful. So y'all want to talk about all these single moms and single mothers can't have standards. Baby, yes, I can have standards because I am the standard. I set the bar. Y'all try to plug me. I'm very intelligent. I have a bachelor's degree in education. I'm spiritual. I'm healed. My life is peaceful. I'm funny. I'm goofy. And I love to travel. I pay for my...
Baby, everything you just listed is what is expected of you as an adult. Those things you listed do not benefit a man who's coming to play stepdaddy, who's coming to play a stepfather. They don't benefit him in any way. I'm waiting for you to mention things that would benefit a man who's going to be in a relationship with you. Because everything you just listed benefits you as a single mom for your kids. They don't benefit the man. Like no man is going to look for for a single mom, and the first thing he's going to look for, does she have a bachelor's in education? No, they benefit you, not the man.
My own travel. If I'm in a relationship, yes, the men in the past have paid for my trips, but me on my own, I pay for my own trips. I just went to Ghana 2 weeks ago. I stayed over there for 2 weeks, and I went to Italy and Morocco. So that's why I said I want a man who has a flexible schedule like me because I love to travel.
And this is why I told you guys that these days every woman loves to travel. And actually, they disqualify guys who don't like to travel. Every time a woman says they like to travel and they prefer a guy who likes to travel, what they are saying is once we get in a relationship, you now have to take care of our travel trips bills. Because believe you me, no woman is going to be in a relationship with you. And when you go on a trip or a vacation trip, she expects you to pay for her. She doesn't expect both of you to go 50-50 on the travel trips.
Man, if you have a job, and let's talk about this because I did not knock anybody with a 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5, that's amazing. You should. Everybody needs to work. I'm not knocking that. Why would I knock somebody working? I just said, you asked me my preferences. I said I would like a man who's an entrepreneur because I know he has a flexible schedule. When I take vacation, some days I go 3 to 4 days. That's on the weekend. But some days I like to go. I mean, sometimes I like to go 2 to 3 weeks at a time. People with jobs, they don't have that flexibility. But I'm not knocking your 9 to 5. I'm just talking about me and what I like.
So you are saying you will not give a guy who has a 9 to 5, a good man, let's say he has all these other things right, he's a good man, but because he has a 9 to 5, you will not give him a chance because he has 9 to 5, even if he's a good man, because he can't up and go and travel whenever he wants. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I believe both men and women, sometimes we lose out on the good people we were supposed to be with because of these crazy standards. Now, I don't knock you for your standards, mama. You can have all the preferences and standards you have, but ask yourself this question: has life rewarded you with your standards? Because if not, then you may have to look in the mirror and be like, okay, maybe my standards are crazy. Maybe my standards are delusional. Because sometimes we miss out on good people because our standards are ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I will want to say is, and I host the show, so I definitely hear all the comments about single moms. Only thing that I will say, if a mother is single, that means the father is not doing their part. Like, we give all the lack to single moms, but how come we don't focus on the fact that, well, I don't know, you tell me this, because maybe this will educate me. Do your children's dads, are they participating?
I only have one.
Okay. Does he participate?
What he wants to when he wants to, but I am the sole provider for my children of my household, and I'm not looking for a man to come in and parent or father or take care of my kids. It's already done. My kids are 16 and 17. My son graduates this year. So why would I be looking for a man to take care of my kids? And I don't want any more kids. So that was another thing. Oh, she's looking for somebody to take care of her kids. My kids are grown. They're about to graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, your kids may be grown, but if it's a serious relationship and you guys get to the point where you're going to live under the same household, the same roof in the same house, your kids are going to visit. And if they visit, they are going to have to interact with your new man, and he's gonna have to interact with them. So at some point, somehow, whether emotionally, financially, physically, whichever way, he will provide for those kids at some point if the relationship is that serious that you guys live under the same household. Now, if you plan to never live with a man, never get married with that said man, then of course the chances of him playing stepdad are low.
Okay. Well, yeah. So you kind of bring my point. I just feel like we give so much flack to single moms, but not to the men who made them single moms. Like, I feel like the energy, if you're going to give the energy to women who have children and they're raising them by themselves and now they want to date, you have to give the energy to the man that put them in that position. Like, so that's the part that I don't like that's not balanced. Like,
I don't. Okay, Kendra G, you have this wrong. Because if we know 80% of the time women break up relationships or file for divorce, so clearly the man didn't make them a single mom. Now, are there deadbeat fathers? For sure. But majority, and especially black men, are the most involved fathers in their children's lives. That's a statistic from CDC. You can look it up. So that's wrong. Secondly, we usually hear only from single moms. We never hear from single dads. We usually hear from single mom trashing the men. Even the men who are active, they either complain he doesn't give enough money or he doesn't see the kids a lot, even if they're trying to refuse him from seeing the kids, even if they speak trash about the father in front of the kids. So we never hear the dad's side of the story. The comment section and other people online try to give the father the benefit of a doubt, because we usually, for the most part, hear from single moms like her. We never hear from the dad's point of view. It's always he left. But we know majority of the time, women break up relationships for the most part.
If anything, the father who decided to not raise his child should get all this negative attention, not the mother who's making it happen by whatever she's giving. And that's where I just think that that's unfair. Like,
but how are we supposed to know if he really refused to raise his kids? Because we only have one side of the story from the mom. We don't know the dad side of the story. We don't know the exact truth of why they broke up. If she's refusing him to see his kids, if she moved states. Some women move states so the dad can't see his kids anymore. Like, there's so many things dads go through, especially in the family court system, that we don't know. We only know her side of the story. So how can you assume, Kendra G, that the dads don't want to be in their children's lives? That's not true.
Like, y'all should be men, because a lot of men scold the single moms. You should be scolding your gender, the men who do not take care of their responsibility and raise their children. And that would seem to me fair. Because if a woman's a single mom, it's because the guy's not there.
Exactly. We didn't.
Or maybe because she left. How about that? Or maybe because she doesn't want him to see his kids so that she can get child support. Or maybe because she talks trash about the dad in front of the kids so that kids start to hate their dad because they think the dad doesn't care. That happens every single day. Come on, Kendra.
We didn't choose this life. It chose us. Like, I didn't wake up one day and be like, oh, I don't want to be with the kids, the father of my kids anymore. That wasn't a choice. It just happened that way. And again, we're doing everything. I bust my ass to take care of my kids. Like, I grind. And so it just was very hurtful to see all of those comments about single mothers. And yes, like, why not give it to the men? You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Now, let's talk about a couple things. I think what happens is, so I host the show, right? And this is 5 years of hosting the show. I do not claim to be a guru or relationship expert, but I'm a journalist. And I've been talking to single people for 5 years, more than 15,000 single people. So you learn a lot after having all those conversations. One of the things I think is the statistics on the amount of men that fit the description of what you asked for, right? So because you asked for a certain height, a certain tax bracket, that man, and I don't think women know, there's so many women that kind of want that man, right? Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of the pushback was, why would this man choose you when he has 10,000 options around the world? And that's where it gets kind of tricky. So
I think the reason she thinks that kind of man may choose her because she's a beautiful woman. I know some of you guys in the comments are going to argue she's a 3, she's a 4. No, for me, she could pass. Now maybe she has some makeup on, but she could pass like an 8, especially for her age. She's a good looking woman, so I wouldn't be shocked if she has, if her DMs are full. So because she has so many guys in her inbox, that may inflate her ego to think there's so many men, rich men out there who want her. So that could be the reason why she thinks she wants this top tier guy, because she has so many guys in her DMs who want her just for romance purposes, but not like full commitment marriage.
So, do you stay with your salary requirement? It was 100K, right, or more?
I said that was the minimum. I said at least. And then, but then you did ask me, you was like, would you go down to 75K? I said, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do you want to get married? Is that the goal?
I do. I would like a partner. It doesn't necessarily have to have like be a marriage. Like I would like a partner.
Okay. And are those things non-negotiables? If he can't travel as you travel,
Yeah,
is that
because my kids, again, they're about to graduate and I'm about to be an empty nester and I plan on doing a lot of traveling. And so I don't want my partner to be in a position where he can't go with me or he feels some type of way, because that's what I desire. Like, that's what I'm going to do.
okay?
So basically, she's looking for someone to pay for her travel trips. Honestly, that's what it looks like to me. Like she says, she's not interested in marriage like that. She's just looking for someone. Because for now, she pays 100% of her travel trips. But you, as the new man, you best believe you are going to be paying for both of your travel trips. It is what it is. So you, as a man, you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. You have to read between the lines.
So yeah. So you have to be able to travel.
Yes.
Okay. And you don't mind if he has kids?
No, I want him to have kids because I'm not having any more kids.
Okay. Did you have a height requirement? I can't remember.
Well, I said tall. I'm 5'9". I'm not average height for a woman. I'm really tall. So I would like for him to at least be taller than me. He doesn't have to be 6'4", but at least be taller than me.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, as guys, we also like a woman who's usually in shape. So, but you as a man, if you are not in shape, unless your money is long, it's gonna be tough for you as a guy who's not in shape to want a woman who's in shape. So it's fair. She's a tall woman. She wants a tall guy. That's fair. So if if you're a guy and you are like Rick Ross, you're gonna have to have Rick Ross money to demand a woman who's in shape.
Okay. And you're in Atlanta. Do you want him to be in Atlanta?
No, I prefer not. Please don't be.
Don't be in Atlanta.
Please, I cannot stand Atlanta men.
Okay, she cannot stand Atlanta man. All right, so we've kind of just hit, I know you want to come back to clear and defend yourself, and I always want to give everybody the opportunity to do that. So did anybody reach out, or was it just all people saying you're not going to find this guy?
It was some people that reached out, were not my type. And then it was a lot of people in the comments, like your cousins. They really have the nerve. Like, it's a lot of people in your comments that I would leave on red. You'll be sitting in my inbox, okay? Like, honestly, like, I'm just gonna be for real. Like my inbox looks like the food stamp line downtown Atlanta, and you would be, the majority of y'all on there will be sitting in my inbox on red. Like, let's be for real.
And this is why I told you the reason she has such high crazy standards for the kind of man she wants as a single mom is because she has so many inbox, so she has so many guys in her inbox. So she has the false sense of reality that because she has 500 DMs from guys, that somehow she's going to get the top tier kind of man she wants. And I would probably be the same way. I would be as a delusional, for a lack of better words. I would be as delusional as a man if I had messages from 500 women in my inbox. I would think I deserve a Rihanna kind of woman, a Beyonce, because all these women are throwing themselves at me. So I'm going to leave those because I deserve this. So I could see where she may think she deserves a certain type of man.
For real. Like, so much negative, nasty stuff to say, and it's like, you don't even have a chance. You're not even in my league. Stay in your lane. While we're talking about that, I want to clear this guy. He was on your show before. His name is Jamal. His Instagram is IAMMACMAAL. He's from Chicago. He was on here before. He's a 45-year-old 50-year-old barber with a whole bunch of kids, babies and stuff. And he made a comment on the post that was like, yeah, I met her before, she's slow. Baby, you've never met me. You were in my DMs begging me to come to Chicago, and I blocked you because you were goofy. Don't ever
Damn.
comment on me. And then it's like lying, like you talking about you met me. Baby, you were begging me to come to Chicago. You begged. I blocked you.
Wait,
So,
what's the you again?
Oh my gosh, now she's exposing guys who are in her DMs. Jeez, man, she came off. Like, she's going off. You know, this is crazy. But hey, listen, this is what happens when someone has so many DMs. She's a beautiful woman. So I understand why the ego and she's talking the way she's talking. Because regardless, no matter how she's talking, there are still going to be men here in her inbox, guys. Let's face the facts. She's a good looking woman. So no matter what she says, no matter how ratchet loud she comes off, it doesn't matter whether she's a single mom, 2 kids, it doesn't matter. All the high standards, men are still going to be in her inbox. So that's why she's talking the way she's talking. If she had zero DMs in her inbox, she wouldn't be talking the way she's talking. So that is the truth.
Yeah, the T. What is it?
IAMMACMAAL. His name is Jamal. He's a 45-year-old barber in Chicago. He claims to be an investor, but I'm a realtor, so I was able to Google his number, and he got foreclosed properties. Jamal, don't play with me.
Wait,
Jeez.
I think he was the guy that was at my. I think I know him. He on the.
So now we're exposing people because we don't like what they say. That's goofy to me. For me, that would be a red flag because that means once you get into a relationship with her and she doesn't like something you say or you do, she may expose you to the whole public because she didn't like something. So to me, that would be a red flag, no matter how good looking she is. But again, she's looking for a man who's 6'4", who makes 100K, who's willing to travel and pay for her travel trip. So I don't qualify. But some of you guys in the comments might qualify. But I wanted to go check the comments and see if the people are still going after her, because she said people are going after her. So let's check the comments. See, the first comment says she thinks she's finer than she is. True, but that's because her inbox is full. She has so many guys trying to check her out, so she's going to think she's hot shit. Some people are saying she was there the first time. Here, as you can see, I like this comment. Think about how much stress this will bring you. This is what I literally just said. Because she's exposing people she has never even met. Now, guess what? If she gets to know you, you guys hang out, you're in a relationship, and you do something, you guys break up, she will expose you some more. So that would be a red flag for me. Yeah, this is entertainment for sure. And this is a woman saying this. She claimed that it wasn't a choice to be a single mom. However, you lay down with the exact same man who you had your first child with. This is a good point because she claims it wasn't a choice, but she has 2 kids by the same guy. So if the first time wasn't a choice, I'll give you that. But the second time, that was definitely a choice. And breaking up with your family, breaking up with your baby daddy, that was definitely another choice. This is facts, and these are all women going after her. That I'm spiritual, I'm healed, but here to rant and expose people. That's facts. You can't say you're healed, you're spiritual, but when something doesn't go your way, you're trying to expose people online. Anyway, man, full link down below to Kendra's G Show. I don't want to finish the video because I want you guys to go to Kendra's G Show channel. I'll link down below the full video so you guys check it out. All right. So next up, we have this young man. Not young, but you know what I mean. He had a weight requirement, as you can see. He doesn't want women weighing more than 175 pounds. But women came after him because he's a big guy. And I've said it before, as a guy, if you want a woman who's in shape, you better be in shape. Because the delusion is only for women. It's only usually women who are not in shape who want a guy who is in shape. Women don't have the money, but they want a guy who makes 6 figures. Women are not tall, but they want a guy who is tall. So that delusion should be left for women. But as a guy, he came in saying he wants a woman who's in shape, but they came after him saying his standards are too high, he's out of shape, he shouldn't require a woman who's in shape and fit. But without further ado, let's go through it and see what happened.
It's now about 4 months.
Okay. How many women do you have kids by?
2. My 2 sons are from my ex-wife.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Will?
I'm retired.
And where you? Oh, you said Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes.
How old are you? How old are you, Will?
49. I'll be 50 in May.
Okay. What's your zodiac? When's your birthday?
My birthday is in May. I don't believe in zodiacs.
Okay, my birthday's in May, so that's why I was asking you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. We got Will, Palm Beach, Florida, dad of 3. Was once married, got divorced 4 months ago. He's retired, 49. What kind of woman you looking for, Will?
You know what? I wouldn't push anything. Just want somebody to be honest, sincere, and that just likes to have fun. I don't want anyone that, lives far away. I don't necessarily want to have to travel. So anywhere from, let's say, Miami to Orlando, that would kind of be appropriate.
Okay, Miami to Orlando. What are your deal breakers?
You know what? I can think of one. A lot of people are looking for, something that has potential, or I see this in the guy, so I like it, and I can see it growing into this. I don't want anybody that is trying to change anyone. I want someone who will accept another person for whatever they have and for whatever they offer or bring to the table. So if you start noticing signs of a person saying, you know what, I like a person that does this, makes this, drives this, or lives here. If as long as you can come in and accepting things and be who you are, and I don't have to change you and you don't change me, we'll be fine.
Okay. Should she look a certain way?
Well, I work out. I'm
You do
not
what?
super fit. I work out. I'm not physically super 100%, like in that that super chiseled frame, but I really don't want something that's super, super heavy. I just don't like super heavy.
I'm gonna be honest. You know, unless as a man you have so much money, if you as a man you are not in shape, it's gonna be hard for you to require a woman who's in shape and actually get the woman. So unless you're like Rick Ross, big, but you got millions of dollars, it's gonna be very hard for a woman to settle with a guy who's out of shape and she's in shape. You as a guy, you're gonna have to have lots of money for you to pull that off. So he's not in shape. He wants a woman who's in shape. I don't think it's gonna work unless he has so much money.
Because I can't lift you up. If I can't lift you up, I'm not really making your day. Yeah, Kendra, I don't want something I can't lift up. I mean, for real. I'm cheating them out of a good time. At least be about 175 or lower. And then we could have a good time. Is that too much to ask for?
So weigh as much as one of your arms.
No, I mean 175 isn't really.
Kendra. Wait, did Kendra just roast my boy? Kendra, be nice. You never roast the women who want guys who are tall and making all this money, but they don't make the money. But now you're roasting my boy because he wants a woman in shape. Oh my God.
That's not too big. Let's do the Kendra camp.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on your site and I do have my shirt off on my profile picture.
On the dating app, you have your shirt off?
I do.
Let me pull it up.
I don't have it off, but I have it open.
You have it open. What's your name on the dating app?
It's Will _ with _ the _
Wait, hold on. I don't.
Sure.
Okay, let me pull it up. So it's Will _.
It's Will _ with _
That's all I need. That's all I need. It will come up after that.
Okay.
After Will, okay, so this is his profile on the Kendra G Singles dating app. And you said you have, okay, that's a good picture. Make that your first picture.
Okay, I will.
Oh, that's the one with your shirt out?
I have a couple of them like that.
You got a couple of them like that. Okay. So you like showing your shirt. Okay.
It's not that remember what I was just saying about not changing and accepting who you are? Well, I work out. I'm working on my dad, Bob. Remember, I've been divorced for about 4 months. So, I am who I am and I'm in love with who I am. So I don't want to change me, but a lot of people are looking for the super.
No, man, you gotta change you. You're not in shape. So, like I said, the only woman who's going to be in shape and is going to want you back is going to be enticed by the money. because you said you're retired. So some women are going to assume you got your money right if you're 49 and retired. But at 49, man, you should be in shape. Like seriously, you're not 80 years old. You can still walk. Like you can get your body in shape. And he's I mean the face well groomed and everything. If he was in shape, I'm telling you, all women would be dying to be with him. Because 49 retired, which means he has his money right. Most women would go for him, but because he's not in shape, that could cause a little bit of a problem. So I understand why Kendra is being really very critical.
For built person, but that's who I am on that right there.
Okay. So for a woman, and his name on the app is Will underscore with underscore the underscore beard. But if you put Will underscore with, it will come up. So just remember Will underscore with WITH, and it'll come right up. Now back to this woman. Now you say you don't want her to be too large.
I just don't want to cheat somebody out of a good time. There are brothers that love healthier women, but I don't feel like that would work well with me, because I feel like I'm a big guy myself. So I don't want, I want something that I could be comfortable. Okay, I tell you what, remember the movie Baby Boy, and remember how old boy was working in the kitchen and he with the monk. Yeah, exactly. I want to live some, exactly. And I don't want to cheat you out of a good time.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So should the woman make a certain amount of money?
No, probably not.
No. You know what? I'll give you two options. If you walk in and just include yourself into my lifestyle, hey, but if you're working and you have your career, that's your thing. That's fine. I'm not here for that. I'm definitely not here to change anyone. But
I mean, most guys, especially if they got their money right, don't care about a woman's money. If we're gonna be honest, now these days guys care more because they know some women are users. They're gonna come work, save all their money, but they expect you to come and start paying all their bills. And then obviously once the relationship ends, she has saved all this money, but you're probably in debt, especially if they also bring their student loans. So
I will encourage you.
I get it. So if she could live under the budget you have right now as and take care of yourself, you got her. But if it's more than what you're currently paying, which is out of your budget, then she will have to contribute.
Let's say that would be fair. That's fine.
I would say this: there are men who want to provide, but some women are just too expensive. So it's like, if you could fit within my providing budget, I got you. But if you outside of my providing budget, I can't do nothing. You're gonna have to help out, girlfriend.
Yeah.
that's facts because so many women say they want providers for their lifestyle. So let's say a guy makes $75,000 and she's used to living a lifestyle of $150,000, which I don't know why you would spend all that money on your lifestyle. They expect a man to come and fund their lifestyle, which it should be that, hey, as long as you're not paying rent anymore, he's paying the rent, you guys are living, okay lifestyle, that should be fine. But no, they want the guy to come in and pay everything they've been paying to be called a provider.
Absolutely.
I mean, I get it. We already did the Kendra Cam, and you volunteered, so we'll keep it going. When was your last relationship?
Honestly, because I just got divorced, I haven't been intimate. I haven't been involved in a relationship. I've been on a healing journey since my divorce, and I haven't, inside of my marriage, neither one of us really stepped out on each other, and so that wasn't anything that I was trying to do.
Okay. I was right. How many years was you married for?
I was married over 10 years.
Why did
Wow.
y'all get divorced?
Long story, but it's a really good one though. You want me to tell you?
No,
Yeah.
don't do it, man. It's a public platform. Don't do it because they're gonna judge you for it. You gotta save that information for someone you actually go on a date with. Because now you're opening up to Kendra G, but you're not on a date with her. Now other women get to judge you with that. You should only share that story with a woman who's really interested in you, and you go on a date, several dates down the road, and you see she's really invested and interested in getting to know you, not to judge you. Don't do it.
Rather not.
Where does it go? You don't have to if you don't want to, though.
Good choice.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your last question.
I say you don't. I mean, this is the World Wide Web, so if you don't want to say something, you don't have to say it.
Yeah,
No,
don't
I mean, I
don't
can
do.
honestly say this. I mean, I married a thoughtful, a beautiful woman that gave me two great sons. And she was the most encouraging and inspirational person I've ever met in my life. And I really know that, out there in this world, somebody is going to be happy with her as well, too. Just like somebody's going to be happy with me. So the reason why we ultimately got divorced was, unfortunately, some really bad things happened. I was involved in an accident that rendered me into a hospital for quite a while, which also led to my uh, long story, but
Yeah, you're sharing too
it
much, my
was a
boy.
snowball effect. It was a whole lot of stuff, though. But
Oh yeah. Are you officially divorced or are you guys separated?
no, we are officially divorced. We're
Okay.
not separated. We're not this, that, and the third. We are divorced.
Okay.
So, and another thing about that is I use my full name in my social profile. And things like that, public records are for what they are, public records. And so because of me using my full name on everything that I do, I don't have to hide from anything. So
Okay.
it's all public record.
Let me keep it going. So you
Yeah.
don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Don't answer
Probably
it.
since I was married, to be very honest.
And that was 4 months ago?
No, it was, well, we were separated for 2 years. So 2 years ago,
2 years ago. Was you waiting until you were officially divorced?
I was.
Okay.
I was.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
What are 3 flaws that I have to work on?
Weight is the first thing.
Very good question.
Get in shape, my
Very
boy.
good question. Well, I tell you what, I am on a health journey.
Yep.
I'm on a
Good
health
job.
journey. I'm on a focus, which is mean pretty driven. So one of the reasons why I wasn't intimate, I wasn't involved in a relationship with anyone, was because I wanted to get my divorce out of the way, finished, and healed. So with that being said, just for me, I don't have anything that I regret. I don't have anything that I would change about me nor my past. I only work to get better and gain more knowledge.
Okay. Okay. And why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Could it meet good? I mean, well, because there's a lot of good qualities about me. I mean, I'm an honest person. I have a lot of time. I have time. A lot of times right now in the situation and life we're in, people don't have time genuinely for relationships because most people have to work every single day to sustain lifestyle. I have time. I have time to commit with my partner. And it would also be a great advantage if my partner was involved in what I did as well too. I mean, in that way we could kind of work together.
Okay. You're 49. What's the age range you want to date?
I would date comfortably from, let's say, 35 to 55.
They're saying, what did you retire from? You say you retired.
I retired from Comcast Cable. I worked there for almost 30 years.
Okay, Comcast Cable. What was your age range again? Sorry, I missed it.
I'd say from 35 to 55, respectfully.
Okay. Could she have kids?
That wouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Although it would be better if they were older. It would be better if they were older. I mean, at least 15 on up.
Okay. Could she be in Palm Beach, Florida?
I would love that. I would
Okay.
actually love that.
Okay. So we got Will, Palm Beach, Florida, dad to 3 kids.
I mean, he seems like a good guy, well spoken, right? And I know I was giving him a hard time about the weight thing, but rightly so. But he seems like a good stand-up guy, and the fact that he's retired, some women may not care about his weight, and the fact that he's working on his weight, and he said it that he's trying to, that's a flaw he has, he's trying to work on his health. Some women may see him as a catch, retired, kids are grown, got his money right, he wants to be a provider. Some women may see that and, take the chance, or maybe some women may not like the fact that he's not in shape himself. Who knows? But shout out to Kendra. I'll link down below her channel. What do you guys think about that? If his money is right, he'll get the woman. All right. Next up, man, we have this lady. And this is the trend that some women are waking up to, realizing that, uh, they are tired of working too much, working the 40, 60 hours a week to provide, to hustle, to grind. They are tired. But at the same time, when they get a man who's willing to provide for them so they can be stay home moms, they say the man is controlling, they're being slaves, and things like that. But this woman called her husband, crying, telling him that she's tired of working and grinding. But I can bet you if the husband makes good money, he probably at one time told her, hey, listen, baby, you don't gotta go grind and hustle. I got us. I'll work and slave for us. You can stay home. And she probably said no because she wants to be independent while married. But without further ado, let me play it so you guys can listen and see what she has to say.
What's up, man?
He's not having a good day.
I'm sorry, man. Did anything happen?
Just the same stuff.
I get it, babe. Life's hard.
I know that I've actively worked towards the life that I have now. This isn't the life that I want, and it's just so frustrating to me. I've sacrificed my 20s. I've sacrificed all of the years with the kids being young, and I just don't think it was worth it. It's not even about the money, though. That's the thing.
What I was gonna say is, we're doing good for, our age.
I'm just frustrated. The chaos and the hustle, and I'm just so tired of it. Always being pulled in a million directions. For the last 6 years, I've just not been the mom, the wife, the friend, the business owner that I've wanted to be.
I don't think I give myself enough.
I honestly feel like so many wives, working wives, feel like this. They work every single day. They gotta get up and then they gotta give their kids to someone else to raise them because they gotta go make money. But at some point, I feel like no woman wants to work 60, 70 hours a week just to provide for the kids and then only to pay money for someone else to raise their kids. Now, obviously, it's going to be very hard for most families to be able to afford to live on just one income because the dad has to, it's going to be an expensive lifestyle to take care of everything. So the mom at some point has to work. But I believe many women feel the same way she feels. They are tired of working. But unfortunately, there are very few men who can provide fully financially for a family of 2 or 3 or 4 in some cases where the woman doesn't have to work. So some women have to work to contribute.
Enough credit, though.
Because I've been spread so thin, it's just to not even execute best of my abilities just pisses me the fuck off. It makes me so mad. But then it's I realistically understand that that with everything that was going on, I did the best of a shitty situation. I get that. I'm just surviving and I'm not thriving in anything. I am a shitty CEO. It's not, it's because I'm never executing. I'm never executing to the best of my abilities because I can't.
I mean, first of all, I'll give the husband on the phone, because she's on the phone with her husband, some credit for being understanding, because I'm sure this is not the first time she's called him crying about ABCD going wrong in her life. I'm sure he understands that. But I also have to take this with a grain of salt because she's a content creator. The fact that she recorded herself venting to her husband, crying, and then posting it on the internet for us to talk about it, that says something. She's a content creator. The third thing I wanted to say is that I think some women may be in a position where the husband could provide everything, but they don't want to stay home because then they will feel like they are slaves. They feel like the man is controlling because he wants to be the one to provide so she doesn't have to go out there to hustle and grind. So as long as she doesn't blame the man for working or for making her work the long hours and having to provide, that's okay. She can vent all she wants because at least the husband is listening.
If I pour everything into this business like I'm supposed to in this role, then I'm a horrible person to my children. I cannot continue this conversation because I'm losing my mind, but I am just not having.
I just want you to know you're doing good. I understand that there's ups and downs, and I do get that it's hard. I fully agree.
I don't want to keep trying to keep up. I do not want to. I want to.
You're gonna slow down.
I'm just so frustrated. I'm just so frustrated. Okay, well, let me go because you're just being. You're being logical, and I don't want to be logical.
I'm with you that things are hard.
I'm just overwhelmed and I'm frustrated. Well, since I just cried.
So she just told her husband that you are being logical and I don't want to be logical. So this makes me think she just wanted his attention just for the sake of it, but she didn't want a solution. So sometimes women may do that. They may vent, not because something is seriously happening. It's not an emergency. She just wants you to listen and make her feel good about whatever is going on, even if it's not such a big deal. But this is why I said this probably happens more times than we know. It's just this one time she decided to press record, catch herself crying to her husband. But at some point, this may get tiring to a man. If she's always crying and she doesn't want his solutions. Because as men, I could understand why she's like, hey, I'm going through this. And he's like, hey, listen, there's a solution. Let's do ABCD. But she doesn't want the solution. So some guys may get frustrated. It's like, okay, if you don't want my solutions, why do you keep calling me crying? Why are you complaining that you work too much? But then when I try to give solutions, you don't want them. So what do you guys think? Do you guys, women, really enjoy working long hours to provide for their families? Or would most women prefer a man who has to pay all the bills and they can work if they want to, when they want to, not because they actually have to provide? Because in this case, she's saying she's doing because she has to provide. But then she's married. So makes me think either they live such an expensive lifestyle, or it's just not enough for them to rely on one income. But I'll link down below her TikTok if you guys want to go check it out. But this is the dating way in, man. It's tough to live on one income, so mom and dad gonna have to work at some point. Next up, this woman has 9 kids. All right. She's also she's a social media content creator, but she has 9 kids. She's being evicted, and she was going off on black women for joining. So she was in court because she was being kicked out of her house. But she's saying, because sometimes they have public hearings or public court hearings, and some people can walk into the courtroom, but apparently this one was online, and she's saying black women tuned into her court hearing to celebrate and watch her getting kicked out of her court case. And she's saying black women are the worst. Without further ado, let's get into it.
The property manager where dispatch. I had eviction court today. The Zoom information was public information. Over 40 people signed into the Zoom besides me, the attorney, and the property manager where I live. The judge was like, are we expecting this many people? I said no. They're in here screen recording and screenshot and to put it on social media, which is not allowed. That kind of stuff is prohibited. Even when you log into the Zoom, it tells you that. So the judge said, because that isn't allowed, he doesn't know who's screen recording and stuff, he's going to do the hearing in person. We have a couple different options. We could have continued, which I didn't feel comfortable continuing, with people on their screen recording me. Or we could do it private, like a private one with a new code or whatever, or an in-person hearing. I said in-person hearing. And so my landlord's attorney was upset. He said that I was doing this as a tactic to delay the eviction process, to stall out. And I said that I'm not. So P-Trash, I done paid over $11,000 to the court's depository. If I was paying the money, why would I continue on to stall? Y'all sending me requests, some of y'all want to get y'all money, but y'all won't tell the judge that. You're just sending it to my email address, but you won't tell the judge that because you want to keep my money and kick me out. But we'll let the judge decide. So the attorney was trying to tell people like, hey, if you guys get off the Zoom, we can go ahead and continue. If you guys just leave the meeting, we can continue. And I spoke up for myself because I have great self-advocacy skills. And I told the judge, whether people get off or not, the meeting is compromised. They're already on here. And the judge agreed. So I have an eviction hearing on Tuesday, February 18th, 2025 in person. And the judge did let them know, because they was in the comments complaining about how this is public knowledge. The news has a right to be there, da da da. The judge said, yeah, you guys have a right to be there in person. And you can't record. You can't record video. You can't record audio. You can't. You come in person and you can't record. You got to follow the rules of the courtroom. But I'm just shocked. It was nothing but black women. Nothing but black women. They're in the comments. They're literally telling the judge them she's trying to delay. She's living in a 3-bedroom with 9 kids. Her husband is a bum and she has 9 kids. She's bringing down a property value. Her and her kids are going to destroy your place. Black women.
I mean, for me, this is a W for black men. Because for the first time ever, black men are not being blamed. So apparently, like I told you guys, she's being evicted from her house. And she has been taken to court to be thrown, to be evicted, right? But because some court hearings can be public, black women signed into the Zoom in the court to watch her get evicted, and they're telling asking the judge to kick her out, and she's saying black women are haters. I'm just glad black men are not being blamed. But she has 9 kids, man. I mean, she looks good for having 9 kids, because that's crazy.
At that time, it was 30 of them. It was like 32 of them still remaining in the comments, just saying all kinds of stuff. Kick her out. I'm like, this shit is disgusting. But hey, it's life. I expect it, and I expect to continue to be phenomenal. So now that I know I don't have court until Tuesday, I'm going to do another class. Shop peachmcintyre.com. I have another $19 class on my website, peachmcintyre.com. And it's going to be this Sunday from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had to get out.
All right, this is smart, because obviously she's complaining about black women, but I think she runs a business online, which makes me think that, I mean, she has a good following, so that means she's making some good money. How she's getting evicted with 9 kids? What's the husband doing in the meantime? So, I mean, is he really a bum? Let's go to the comments and find out. Let's see. The first one, it's a woman saying, wanting to see a family lose their home is very disgraceful. But remember, when you dig one grave, dig 2 one for yourself. I've heard that before. But I'm just wondering, like, how she's getting evicted, 9 kids. What about the husband? That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, most people in the comments are complaining about the women who signed into a Zoom call, who has Zoom on the court, case, because they want her to get evicted. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's finish what she's saying.
Got the coffin with my husband and kids because I'm so overwhelmed. I need a break. I told my husband, I need a break. I need a mental break. I need to go for a walk. This is my own mess that I created. I should have paid my rent on time.
Okay.
Instead of gambling my rent money.
Oh, okay.
And I'm paying the price for that. Well, God damn. Thank you. I'm paying the price for that. But the fact that y'all really work for the devil. Oh my.
Okay, so she gambled her rent money, because I was wondering, you got 9 kids, you are married, but she's saying she had the rent money, but she gambled it. Now she's being evicted, and black women are celebrating her getting evicted. Like I said, I'm glad it's not black men being blamed, but I'm sure the husband is gonna get blamed. But she's taking accountability and saying, hey, listen, I had the money, I gambled the money, I lost, it's my fault. But black women shouldn't wish this on me, which is understandable. But to have 40 women sign up for your court case to watch you get evicted, that's crazy work. What do you guys think? I'll link down below her TikTok. This was very interesting. Finally, black men are not the ones to blame for her not paying rent or whatever issue she's going through. All right. So next up, shout out to Anton Daniels, man. He's one of the few guys that I looked up to when it comes to this content creation thing. Um, and we got a video here saying older men were not better providers. But let's get into it without further ado.
Fathers, grandfathers, uncles, they were not better providers than men are today. They just lived in a time where life was a lot easier. 1990, the average mortgage payment in America was $650. Today, the average monthly mortgage payment is $2,500. The average rent price in America in 1990, it was $370. The average rent price today is $2,000. Meanwhile, the average income in 1990 was $30,000. Today, the average income is $55,000. The average income hasn't even doubled, and that's in 35 years. The average minimum wage in 1990 was $4. The average minimum wage today is $7.25. So there's really no comparison, but people, they really lack understanding of this basic thing. And if you're going to compare people from the past to today, this should be the point that y'all bring up, is that people understood where they were in life and where they were on the social economic ladder, and they desired and wanted things that were according to where they were in life.
Okay.
Are men of today better providers than our fathers?
Good question.
I say no.
Yes, we are. And first of all, we are overall, we're a better batch. We the best batch of men that been on this planet ever. But let's start it. We with our kids more. We handle more responsibility. We take more bullshit from y'all. So I feel like this the best batch of men ever created. If we got to be honest.
That's a good point, because women's expectations of men have never changed. Women still want men to be providers, protectors, and so on and so forth. But women have not kept up on their roles. What do I mean by that? So women have expectations of men, and they've been the same throughout centuries: provide, protect. Okay, same thing. But women expect men not to expect anything of them, like the women of yesteryear. So if men expected women to cook, clean, be submissive and kind and nurturing, women are like, no, we are equal, so I'm not going to be submissive because we are equal, we are partners, and I'm also not going to cook and clean because I'm working. But in the same breath, women say, even if we're equal, even if I'm not cooking and cleaning, I still expect you to provide, and I still expect you to protect. So in other words, women's expectations for men have stayed the same the whole time. They still expect you to provide, but you cannot expect them to cook and clean and be nurturing and all those roles. So in other words, men of today actually might be better providers because they're getting less from their women.
Yeah, even if we wanted to be better providers, the women fight us to be equal anyways.
Facts.
So it's like we're trying to be good, but they trying to fight us to be equal and this and that. So
yep.
I think if he gave a economic breakdown, but that's always gonna vary depending on time anyway. So I don't even think that matters. It's just the women back then wasn't fighting to be a CEO and saying she not cooking, she not cleaning, she don't got time. So it's just a different dynamic.
Yeah, because if you actually hear some of the stories, the women of yesteryear, back in the past, the women used to say, my husband works and gives me the check, and then I can pay the bills of the household the way I see fit. So the man would work, bring all the money, give to his woman for her to buy food, do whatever she wants. But that's because those women respected those men. They never fought with them. They were submissive, they were kind, they never disrespected them. But today, a woman will call her husband names, disrespect him, and still expect him to pay 100% of the bills. It's not a fair trade. You feel me? So men don't get the same nice, soft, submissive woman the way men back in the day used to get. But the expectations for the men are still the same.
You think women are fighting to be providers too?
Well,
They are not fighting to be providers. They are fighting to be equal, but still expect the man to be a provider.
they for sure they love the word independent.
No.
Independent.
No, not independency. Do you think women of today are fighting to be providers?
No.
Oh no. I mean, if they could find somebody to take care of them, they'll take it.
Yep.
It's just, I guess today they're requiring more of men. So we got to be 6'6", 6-pack,
Yeah.
six figures. So it seems like it's just harder for us to do that. And then there's attitudes. It's just all over the place.
I think the attitude, like I said, like a man would provide for a woman. He will do anything to provide. He will give his last dollar. At least most men would, if the woman was nice, even if she pretends to be nice. But it's like some women want to disrespect a man, talk crazy when they want, not be held accountable, but still expect the man to still provide. It's like they say they will be nice to you when they want to be, but you better provide every time, not only when you want to provide. It's not a fair trade.
They fighting for the title, but less responsibility.
Facts.
Okay, they want to be looked at as household partners and equals to their man without doing the same or as much responsibility as the man. Man, y'all are lucky to have us. Jess, Molly, Jerry, Nikki, Q. Y'all should be really on y'all knees praying for us niggas. We the niggas who your granny them was dreaming about. Because not only do we pay everything, for the majority of the part, we faithful.
Yeah.
No. That's wrong. Most men.
And I was just about to say that there's some sort of disconnect between.
The disconnect is y'all hard headed.
Yep.
No. You're wrong. You might pay everything, but most these men don't. Based on the average income of what men are making, two income household is needed. So no. Well, maybe because I'm taking it from my dad paying everything, my dad being that man. Most of these men are not like my dad.
But also, your mom is submissive to your dad, so he's in a position to pay for everything without even thinking about it. But most men won't be willing to pay for everything. If a woman is working, if she's not submissive, she never cooks, she never cleans. It's like, if we are both working, how can I pay for everything? That doesn't make sense.
Based on the statistics going on today.
Y'all got a misunderstanding of I don't know your dad in particular, but in general, y'all got a misunderstanding of who your grandfathers and your fathers was. Y'all fathers was fuck ups. They was not great.
Yeah.
Listen, they didn't have the same pressures, they didn't exist in the social media era. They did not spend as much money. And I think that the ability to survive was much easier based off of how much you made. It's just the truth. Wages haven't increased as much as the cost of living. And so the ability to support a whole family of 4 or 2 or 1 or 3 or whatever is much more difficult. And I think that because y'all falsely compare us to y'all punk ass fathers, we don't get the credit that we deserve. We better than them. We way better than them. We better than them punk ass coke heads. Y'all daddies was coke heads.
And your granddad had y'all staying in a shotgun shack. You can't tell me granted. This nigga had one job not to get caught up. He had to take a piece of paper out of his pocket. He couldn't even spare granny them tears. That's all he had to do was take the number out of his pocket.
Y'all daddies was weak as fuck. There was some bitch ass.
There were deadbeats in every generation. It's just that the deadbeats in our generation are more amplified due to social media. It's like
it was more of them.
Yeah,
listen, these motherfuckers have families all over town. Social media.
Yeah, you get. So I keep my mouth stuck. That's not what it is.
Oh yeah.
Listen, y'all got to realize they was making 100,000 in the 90s. Do you know what 100,000 in 1992 was like?
It's about 600,000 now.
Wait, so Anton, if they were doing that back then, right? Does that mean that if some men from back then was doing it, why aren't the men of today not doing it?
Because
I think in my perspective, I think in my opinion, men back in the day had multiple baby mamas, and the woman would know, or maybe not even know about it. So men back in the day had multiple baby mamas, multiple kids from different areas. But I think it changed now. Now women have multiple baby daddies in multiple areas. So back in the day, men did all the cheating, most of the cheating, had more kids, but now women have more kids than men do, with a small percentage of men, in my opinion.
Because we got kicked out of the
Cost
house.
more.
Is it harder or they're more lazy?
Nah, man.
No,
I
it's
wouldn't- I wouldn't say all that.
Sometimes men don't feel there's no incentive for some men to want to do it in the first place, given the type of modern women that are here today.
That's facts. That's what I said. Like any man would be willing to steal, if it comes to it, to provide for a woman who shows that she is caring, she's not a user, she respects him, she puts effort. Any man would be willing to do anything for a woman like that. But men these days are like, okay, you want to work, you don't want to cook, you don't want to clean. We are equal, so why would I pay 100% of the bills if you're working too? And it's like, we're just a partnership, really. It's like you're doing your thing, I'm doing my own thing. The only thing we do really is be intimate, have sex, go on dates together, and that's it. So why would I pay 100% of that? Plus, you can disrespect me whenever you want, and you don't want me to say anything about it. So most men, she's right. It's like, why should I go above and beyond? There is no incentive.
So I think that a man will be willing to do more for a woman that he feels like he can get as much value from. And that's not
Yep.
necessarily using her like for her body or objectifying her, but if he feels like he can get a package deal out of this one woman, then of course he's going to cater and do more to her. But for some men, because I know a lot of single men and they don't want to do anything for a woman, not because they don't necessarily have it, but because they don't feel like that woman is good enough to be receiving his resources.
Yeah, like all y'all are good enough for a one-room shack, but you're not good enough for a 3-bedroom apartment. Like you hold your horses. So, but so granted was compared with a one-room shack because that was the shit that day. But what the equivalent of that is today is a 3-bedroom apartment, and y'all not worth it.
That's facts. Like back in the day, dad and mom would live in a single room for years and build together. These days, you as a man, if you're a bachelor, you rent your own single room, you will be lucky to have a woman willing to live in that same room with you. They would rather pay their $1,000 a month rent, you pay your $1,000 rent, rather than thinking, you know what, if we live together and we both pay 500 and we use this 500 to actually invest in the future and plan for our kids, they would rather you stay by their side and she stays on her own so she can feel independent, rather than you guys coming together to save for the future. It is what it is, man.
Well, the influence is bad too because women, everybody knew where they landed in the hierarchy of life, and they were okay with that. They were okay with being a man in a city. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wasn't trying to fly out or compete against the same people and all of that. I think that everybody was more willing to accept their lot in life and just work on being the best that they can in that space. Everybody wasn't being, you know what I'm saying, being influenced and all of that shit. Women, all of these women, I don't know where the fuck y'all thought that y'all was all TNs at, but that is a bunch of shit. That is the biggest crack ever. For whatever reason, y'all think that y'all all 10s, and that is a lie. You wasn't even a 10 in your own house, your own high school. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. I seen chicks that I graduated with. Like, you wasn't a shit in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you get all of these great expectations and all of this stuff from? Like, stop it. And
yeah, I actually agree with what Anthony is saying, because for the sake of conversation, let's say a guy is a 6, right? on a scale of 1 to 10. He's a 6. Average guy, average income, average shape, average looks, right? And you get a woman who's a 6 as well. Average looks, whatever, average everything. A woman who's a 6 will think she's higher than the guy who's a 6. So in her eyes, she's a 10 and this guy is a 2. Not even a 6, he's a 2. So in other words, she's way high up here and he's down here. So that's what he's pretty much saying, that average women don't want average men. They all want the top guys. So some guys look at that, it's like, okay, you don't want me when I'm average, but once I make it, you want me to still worship the ground you walk on? Like, that's not a fair deal.
And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's social media, I don't know if it's y'all friends, I don't know if it's y'all support group, I don't know if it's these punk ass therapists that's lying to y'all, telling y'all that y'all deserve love.
Oh,
man, listen,
100%.
Listen. Ain't nothing wrong with being a regular person. Regular person. Go and get your regular man.
Yeah.
And go and build that junk up together, and y'all probably can be great together.
Amen.
But you out here thinking that you deserve Odell Beckham Jr. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Molly and Jerry are setting the bar too high.
It's
I
crazy.
do agree. A lot of women today do have unrealistic expectations as it relates to men. And I can say this because some of the women that I've been around or heard certain conversations, and I'm just like thinking in my head, like, sis, like that's completely unrealistic. But I will say this, as it relates to the household, I feel like the man is the head and the woman is the neck, and one cannot move without the other. I think where the disconnect lies is that there's this complex of, I don't think men were better providers then, but I do think that gender roles and where we are supposed to seemingly be look a lot different nowadays. I don't think a lot of women want to be independent. I think a lot of women are pushed into independence.
No. No one is pushed into anything. Because guess what? You just talked about gender roles. The gender roles of a man have stayed the same since time immemorial. Protect, provide, and, take care of the family. Be the leader. Be the planner, right? The gender roles of a man have stayed the same. It doesn't matter how old you were as a woman, 35, 40, 45, you still expect the man to have those same gender roles, the same way your grandma had the same expectation of the same gender roles for your grandfather, right? But the difference is you have the gender roles expectation for the man, but you don't want him to have any expectations for you. That's why you are saying you've been pushed into independence. No, it's a choice you make. No one pushed you, no one forced you to go work, no one forced you and told you shouldn't cook or clean. Maybe Cardi B did because she sang about that, but it was your choice. You can't say anyone forced you.
Agree with Q. A lot of men are not the sole providers in the household. A lot of the times, we're going to keep it a bean. In Black households, the woman is the one making most of the money. So my thing,
those are single mom households where she's making the most money because there is no man. So clearly she's going to make the most money.
Thing is, you expecting me to swing from a chandelier, keep my body up, keep my face right, keep my body tight, come home, clean, and do that. Whereas you get to just go home, you get to go to work, come home, and sit on your butt. That's what a disconnect is.
Jess, I've been hearing this a lot. I need to understand. What city are y'all making more money than us in?
Good question.
Well, I can't speak for all cities, but right now I'm in Phoenix. But I don't know the specific numbers on that, but a lot of the women are out earning men.
Where?
You just said
so
that
black women, there are black women out earning men. A lot of the households that I've seen, the woman is making.
We literally just had a whole conversation, and you just crashed out about men making more than you.
That's true.
I don't know where y'all saying these women that's making more than men.
Yes, the reason why you think women.
What jobs do they have?
Because in these same households, the man is doing the heavy lifting. So he might be paying, like, yeah, she contributing, but he paying the rent and she paying the bills and get the pocket to change. So now she got more money to spend, and it looked like he ain't got it because he doing the heavy lifting with his money.
That's facts. That's why guys right now are like, okay, I have you as a woman. We're in a relationship. You want me to pay all the bills, if not majority of the bills, like 80%, but you get to still work and keep your money. So the men are looking at it like, okay, what is your money doing? If this is a team effort, this is a partnership, like they like to call it. We are together. We are building together. What is your money being used for? If I'm working and paying all the bills, but you are using your money to go on girls trips, to buy Chanel bags, to buy a new BMW and, you know, a new Benz, it's like, you feel me? It's not fair. So that's why it could come off as women are making more money because they get to save more money, especially when they have a man who's paying all the bills. Other than that, usually it's the single mom household. There's no man, so she makes more money in her household. But anyway, man, shout out to Anton Daniels. I'll definitely be linking down the video and the channel. Big inspiration when it comes to content creation, but even just in life in general. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and support your boy. Till next time, peace.